Don't you get it, Mr. White? Like, duh, of course girls with comfortable gender expression are more likely to express that in other ways. You know, because, like, they're already transgender and stuff.
To be honest with you, I just don't see how that's not infantilizing. Not to mention the inherent misogyny-fueled objectification of women that is being normalized when these Twitter dog girls want to use its pronouns, Jesse. Look at the bigger picture. Don't you see this as problematic?
Asshole, it's part of their self-assigned gender identity, you know? Like dysphoria and shit. Aren't you the science guy?
I just don't think that...
Get over yourself. They expressing themselves into a category that defined their experiences, dude. Plus, all these puppy girls, it's not a whimsical joke for them, okay? It's serious, Mr. White. Do you think it's normal for these women to have dog-like traits, learned helplessness, and running back to the same abusive situations, and excitedly naive trust in people, I mean? Their immaturity doesn't make them unmatured is all. Sometimes they behave that way from conditioned abuse. Remind you of someone dick?
Jesse, how do you not see the clear fetishization of dependency that these trans girls perpetuate? I mean, do you really think they're all a result of trauma? And that's not even mentioning the opportunity that presents itself for these young girls to be preyed on. Encouraging these women to partake in damaging subculture isn't a very smart thing to do, now is it, Jesse? Tell me, how is it not just a sex thing? These are real people, Jesse. They make up a larger, discriminated against LGBTQ community.
You know what's not all that, Mr. White?
How is it anything but that, Jesse?
Okay, then what about Therians?
Therians? Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about?
Therians, jackass. Do you really not know? They spiritually align with that of an animal long before they're even old enough to think of that stuff, man. To them, this stuff is reality. It's not a mindset or a kink. It's just what they are, dude. And you know what? Fuck you, okay? Who cares if some girls have lighthearted intimacy in an untraditional way? How does that hurt you and me? Plus, it comes back around, dude. A lot of these girls end up processing their trauma through sexual exploration. I mean, having dominance over the worst chapters of life, these aren't little puppies, Mr. White. They're straight alpha wolves. Wolves, man.
Yeah, well, I just don't like it. It's got too many problematic layers to it. Obviously, I'm not saying it can't help these individuals. Maybe I'm just old to not help but think of the slippery boundaries this creates. Encouraging immature behaviors, sexualizing codependency. They're vulnerable people, Jesse, God. Exploring themselves for the first time.
Yeah, well, maybe we should just let people do their thing, Mr. White, and focus on the harm reduction aspect instead. I can't imagine your shame towards them makes the situation better.
I guess. One sec, Jesse. Hey, Gus.
Walter, I need you back at the facility now. Our deal has changed.
Our deal? What do you mean our deal has changed?
There has been an increased demand in our products. I need you to make 600 pounds per week starting today.
Gus, are you out of your mind? 600 pounds? Do you know how long that will take? What's in it for me?
$50 million a year.
Jesus Christ, Gus. I mean, what changed? I'm on my way to the lab now.
A new buyer has entered the market. I think our profits will double, if not triple, in just the next few months.
You're telling me that my demand has suddenly tripled? Who on earth is the new buyer? Surely that's way too much for any one person.
Puppy girls.